Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, a happy Sunday to you. Hopefully your weekend is going brilliantly, or if you're watching this at any other point in the week, hopefully having a great day nonetheless. It has been a pretty crummy 48 hours for me in terms of just things that have happened in my real life. It's slightly unfortunate. It's never fun being, down in the dumps on a weekend, especially when it's very nice out. But, I'm feeling a little bit better today. And I figured, you know what, let's see if On and Off can kind of liven my spirits up a little bit. So, welcome to the latest installment in our little On and Off deep dive marathon that we are doing here on our little corner of the internet. We're going through every album in order from debut. And, well, we have the next era with the Go Live EP and the whole Y era of music. And I think in terms of sound concepts and things of that nature, the next couple, if I remember correctly, next major album is Scumbit Swimming. So we're kind of going into a block of On and Off music that I'm not very well versed in. So this is going to be more of a learning experience rather than the kind of impromptu karaoke sessions that I feel like some of the recent ones have turned into. I'm not entirely unfamiliar with specifically this album, just because, well, we've done Y through the title track marathon once, and Moscow heard live at the Nagoya show that I went to last month, I think. But apart from that, everything is going to be new, and I feel like it's going to be kind of straightforward, just me taking in music and trying to piece together what, the sonical concept of this era is. And, I mean, it's On and Off, so it's not going to miss, is it? But, with knowing that it is going to be a little bit more of a, darker theme, just all the way around, kind of like how Buy My Monster was. Thank you to those of you in the comments of that who brought up Y and this entire era. I'm very much looking forward to it. So, hopefully technology behaves today, and let's get into it, shall we? Here we go! This is actually going to be a lot of fun, because I haven't listened to Y since we did the title track listen. Because I've just been playlisting the On and Off albums, the entire albums, after every single time we listen to it onto my Spotify, and I haven't added Y to it yet. So, well, let's get started with Y then, shall we? Track number 1, the title track, titled Y, lyrics by Hwang Hyun and Wyatt, composition Hwang Hyun and Min Kyun. Oh, that's very cool. And then Hwang Hyun on arrangement. Nice. Oh, I am aware that some of the B-sides have special clips and MVs for them. We're just gonna keep it on here to keep it consistent. Man, those double risers really do pack a punch, don't they? If you let them. Oh. I feel like the more we get into On and Off's music, the more I'm loving Ishin's voice. There's just something about Ishin's voice that just tickles my ears in the right way. I also quite like lower register Seungjoon. Double time it, ramp it up a little bit. Why do I not remember this part? Yeah, That entire second verse I don't remember from the title track marathon. I don't know if I clocked this the first time around, but this song just has this underlying heaviness that's in every single element of the song, but it never feels overwhelmingly heavy, which is really cool to me. Like, all the hits in the chorus have so much meat to them, so much power to them, but they never feel like they're like unbearably heavy, you know? I almost clicked to stop the MV there, or stop the song. There we go. You know what? I think why is really working for me vocally is the fact that this song calls for especially the treble heavy vocal duo of Seungjoon and Minkyun. They, you know, if we're looking at their previous titles, even We Must Love, well, it is more emotionally heavy than, say, you know, Complete and On Off. You're getting this generally bright treble loaded voice from those two in particular, and then sometimes you get Ishin on the trebles and then Hyojin gets his high note and what have you. But with Y, even though there are some high vocal parts, all of them sit lower, I think, than average. And because of it, you get a different kind of vocal texture, a different side of their vocals that you normally wouldn't get in their more upbeat titles or their more upbeat just songs in general. And it's almost, especially with Minkyun, because, you know, when he sings high, he's got that very treble heavy voice, right? It's unmistakable at this point. When you know exactly when Minkyun is singing because of his voice, it's not as obvious in Y. And same with Seungjoon. It's not as obvious that it's like his mode because you don't get that trademark vocal, treble heavy vocal texture of his. It's just naturally all heavier and lower, and that's so cool to me. I don't know why it didn't stick around in my head as well as I thought it did, but it feels like I'm listening to this for the first time again. But we gotta keep her moving. Next up, track number 2, titled Asteroid. Lyrics by GDLO von Monotree. Composition GDLO, Minkyun and Hwanghyun, and GDLO on arrangement. Cool, we've got double Minkyun composition credits. Love to see it. Oh, hold on a second.
반짝이며 다가오는 별이라 생각했어. 그래서 안고 싶었어. 내 불이 되어줘, 내 꿈이 되어줘. 바람은 이뤄지고 있는데 왜 자꾸만 나 불안해질까? 너라는 그 아름다움.
Oh my god. Is Ishin quickly becoming like a vocal bias for me? Like, I've always been vocally, like, Hyojin has been, like, my go-to guy, but Ishin's like, are you sure about that? Whoa! Okay, I did not think we'd get something this upbeat immediately following Y. And we've got treble heavy Seungjoon back again.
Yeah, 깊게
Maybe that's why Wyatt's rapping tone works really well for this group, because everyone else has a really treble heavy voice. Like even you to an extent is pretty high vocally. So you just naturally get a contrast whenever Wyatt has his moment because his voice is so naturally low. Talk about emotional whiplash, eh? Like this is just a party EDM song, but why is so heavy? Oh, it's like a two-step riser at the end here. Hold on. That is the... God, that felt like that bridge lasted forever. Man, this is like complete era vibes. Like the unashamedly bright summery EDM vibes just feels like a callback to Complete Me, or the You Complete Me EP. That's really cool. Don't really understand why it follows up why, but you know what? It's on and off. They do emotional whiplash very well, so I'm just not gonna question it at this point. But yeah, it's nice. It's so bright and peppy, and it's like this is essentially done what the title track usually does in terms of charging up the energy on the album. Like you start off with a song that's very pretty and very dramatic, very big, like Why, but a song that is, you know, more emotionally loaded, naturally darker and heavier. You get the big factor in the title track, but you get the energy factor in the first B-side. And I think that's a really interesting kind of 1-2 combo to start the album. I reckon, I mentioned this last week a lot, but I reckon Ishin might be a little bit of a problem for me in this group. I mean, admittedly, I haven't seen that much, like, you know, behind the scenes and, like, reality variety content from them. But musically, like, I was very familiar with Hyojin going into the whole on and off thing, because we did his single while he was off in the military, and I've known his voice through, you know, OSTs and ballads and stuff, and Minken's voice is just so easily recognizable, even from like the 1 or 2 on and off songs that I knew before really like kind of falling into the black on and off black hole. I knew Minken and I knew Hyojin, but every single era and every single song, it's always just been Ishin that pops up, and that's kind of terrifying to me. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's keep moving though, before I get more otherwise distracted, because Lord knows I get distracted a lot. Track number 3, All Day, lyrics by Hwang Hyun and Wyatt, composition Nobody and Hwang Hyun of Monetary, Justin Reinstein and Ururi. Let's see, Hwang Hyun and Nobody from Monetary and Ururi on arrangement. Now, I wonder if we're gonna get a ballad here, or if Moscow Moscow is gonna be the only ballad that we get in the middle of the album. Because, well, On and Off like to put a ballad in the middle of their albums. So... Wait, why does this sound familiar? Hold on. Did they perform this at the concert? I took notes on my phone on some of the songs.
정신을 차리니 낯선 이 행성에 너를 만난 거야 마치 처음부터 널
It's not on my list, but it's very pretty. Hold on a second.
너는 지금 어때 아침 저녁 보여줄 컨텐츠가 넘쳐 두 손 두 발 붙들어
Okay, we're just going even brighter, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4 번호를 붙인다면 말야
Do I know this? Do I know this song? I don't think so. It sounds familiar though, weirdly enough. But like, the album progression this time around is so interesting because we went dark and heavy, bright and energetic. Now we're just going bright and wholesome, like. Like, it's bright, it's light, and we get hopeful gang vocals? Like, come on now. Peak wholesomeness. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Maybe this was part of a live set and I was just too busy jamming along to it to make a note of it, but this would make a very good concert song, wouldn't it? Lots of gang vocal sections for the crowd to get involved with. Oh, shit. Calm down, sir. I'm okay. Vibes, peak vibes. Maybe they must have performed this live because I specifically remember singing along to the na 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 na. Yeah, maybe I was too busy just enjoying the vibes to take a note of it, but this sounds very familiar to me. It's cool that I got. If it is familiar to me, it's great that we got to make our way back to it because this is just a lot of fun. It's fun, it's easy to listen to, it's very enjoyable to listen to, and it's just a great experience. You know, like you can't really complain about a song like this. It's wholesome, it's nice. It's very easy on the ears too. It's bright, but it's not overwhelming. It's light, but it's not like too faint where it's just kind of in one ear out the other. And it's got plenty for the fans to get involved with. You know, plenty of gang vocal elements. The melody is really easy to remember, and can't really ask for more than that as a fan. I think that's very nice. Yeah, I need to go back and see if I can find a set list to that Nagoya show, because maybe they have to have performed this. Now, this is kind of reminding me of when we checked out We Must Love for the first time on the channel. It was like, oh, this is On and Off. This is We Must Love. Oh, it's like that familiarity thing. It's like, oh, okay, we're back. Anyways, we move on because this one I should be familiar with. This was part of the ballad triple block we got in the Nagoya show. Moscow, Moscow. This is also one of the songs that got brought up during By My Monster era, especially with Breath Haze and Shadow on the album and stuff like that. In fact, I think now this will mean we've covered every single song from that ballad trio, because we did Nishijojikan, or I guess 86,400, because I'm never going to let myself live that down. Moscow, Moscow, and Breathtaking Shadow were the three ballads they did during the show. So cool, we covered everything now. Track number 4, Moscow, Moscow, lyrics by Hwang Hyun and GDLO, composition Hwang Hyun, arrangement Hwang Hyun. All right. Let's lock back in with Moscow, Moscow, because again, this is also one of those songs that I haven't listened to since the show. So.
여긴 밤이 길어 여긴 밤이 깊어 아무도 모르게
It's just very classy, isn't it? Like off rip, you get the very tastefully piano. They've tastefully done piano.
나는 지금 모스코
Tons of really tasteful dissonance in the piano section, and it's just so smooth.
그래서 우린 지금 한순간 뜨거워져야 해 모스코 우린 지금 모스코.
You know what I imagine this song is? This is like the musical representation of what like a, you know, like your 50s lounge aesthetic, right? Really light cigar smoke in the air, very gentle music in the background. Did Wyatt just casually throw in a little bit of Russian in there? Or did my eyes just tweak out? We'll go back to that. What I'm talking about, low vocal range Minghyun. He sounds like an entirely different person, and it's so cool.
눈빛이 마주치던 그 순간 낯설지 않은 이유를 내게 말해줘. 어쩌면 우린 아주 오래전에 마법에 홀려 기억을 뺏겼을지도.
Hearing Hyojin have his moment here for the scores, it's so captivating. You don't want, it's like you don't even want to breathe so as to like not interrupt them. It's so captivating. Moscow, love in Moscow. Oh, the fact that it ends major at the end. Oh, the song has so many cool little details going on. I kind of want to go back and listen to it again, but where is Wyatt's? Hold on. I need to lock in. Oh, that's cool. I love that. It fits in so well too. He just sneaks it in there. Honestly, I love, like, there's just something so cool about whenever especially in like the K-pop world where, you know, their main language is in English. Sure, there's a lot of English words used in K-pop, but you know, when you listen to K-pop, you don't normally think Russian, or you don't think Spanish, you don't think like the obscure, not obscure, but like the non-major languages, so to speak. It's like in K-pop you have like Korean, you have sometimes Japanese, and then the other main language is English, right? So from like a South Korean music scene point of view, getting Russian in a K-pop song, very obscure. Getting Spanish in a K-pop song, very obscure. I love when artists do that. I'd be kind of curious to hear what an entire Russian version of Moscow Moscow would sound like. That's very cool though. Very clever writing. Who did the lyrics for this? Hwang Hyun and GDLO? Well done, gents. This bridge. I don't think I talked about it when we did the concert recap, but when you have the ballad block, it isn't really like the song where fans are going crazy with fan chants and stuff, right? They're just kind of there to, you know, enjoy the atmosphere, take it in, really. I remember listening to this for the first time, live, and hearing Hyojin do his little bridge section, and almost forgetting to breathe just because I was so invested in it. I didn't think I would get that exact same reaction, like sitting here, but I did. And I want that experience again. Hold on.
Most of all,
눈빛이 마주치던 그 순간 낯설지 않은 이유를 내게 말해줘 어쩌면 우린 아주 오래전에 마법에 홀려 기억을 뺏겼을지도.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to interrupt the magic that is happening there. It's like, what's that line? Possessed by something? For after a long time, we've been possessed by magic and lost our memories. It's like, while this section is happening, I'm being possessed by Hyojin. I don't get it. It's so good, though. It's so... And the final chorus that follows it up, the unison Moscow, Moscow part, is so pretty. Like... Moscow, 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 love in Moscow. Moscow, 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 love in Moscow. It's just so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so elegant. And it doesn't give off, like, it doesn't scream traditional Russian music, but there is that kind of mysteriousness but elegance you get that's almost reminiscent of how film portrays like Russian characters. The very attractive, very subtle, but also like slightly mysterious vibes, and I think that's so neat. And you know what? The song hits just as hard in the studio version as it does live, so can't really complain about that at all. Which takes us to our final song on the album, track number 5, Twinkle Twinkle. Lyrics by Inner Child of Mono Tree. Composition Inner Child and GDLO of Mono Tree, with GDLO on arrangements. So the only song with no Hwang Hyun in it. Ooh, cool. But it has Mono Tree, and I trust the guys over, or I trust everyone, the guys and the ladies over at Mono Tree, because they know what they doing. So crank up the energy a little bit. It's got that cutesy vibe again, kind of like All Day. It's such a very clever way of weaving in the is Twinkle Twinkle considered a nursery rhyme? But that very, you know, identifiable hook. Oh, we got the entire motif in there in pieces. This is a fast Wyatt verse, oh my goodness. twinkle little star.
난 바로 저 하늘에 Twinkle twinkle little star. 나는 작은 별 나의 작은 별 Twinkle twinkle.
It's really cool that with a song like this where it's just naturally brighter, even his rap verse was low, Wyatt in the chorus has that brighter, higher voice. Just like, you know, it's more locked in and in sync. Small details.
정해진 궤도는 오직 너야 네 주위를 돌아 Around 너야.
There's some very tasteful like runs and chords used. It's not just bright and cute for being bright and cute.
소중한 너와 내게 이리 와 나를 봐 너의 대답은 나의 나잖아 Twinkle twinkle little star How I wonder what you are Twinkle twinkle
I didn't realize that there were other songs that incorporated just the Western nursery rhymes into K-pop, because like for me the only other song that I know of is NMIX's Young Dumb Stupid, because that had Frere Jacques in the main hook, like young dumb stupid, young dumb stupid. That it has that melody in the main chorus, and it's a very good song. And in fact, it's very like they lead into that kind of like childhood aesthetic in the sound signature of the song by, you know, having that nursery rhyme hook be front and center. It has the entire song kind of has that cutesy vibe to it. Twinkle Twinkle is kind of along the same veins of that. It's got the Twinkle Twinkle hook, albeit it's not as like heavily relied upon like NMIX's Young Dumb Stupid, but you know, it's got the kind of fanciful childlike element to it. It's very cute. It's a song that has really no heaviness to it whatsoever. Like even in the composition side of things, it's a very top-loaded, bright and light song, but it feels more brighter and lighter than I think it actually is, because the main melody, or like the kind of main inspiration, so to speak, behind the main hook is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And it's a melody that really, wherever you are in the world, you kind of know the melody. Like, you either know it from your childhood, or if you grew up playing a musical instrument, more than likely, I'd probably say 9 out of 10 people who learned an instrument growing up learned how to play Twinkle Twinkle as one of their first songs. And that's regardless of what instrument you play. Like, I learned it when I tried doing piano when I was like in first grade. I didn't continue with that because I didn't have the coordination for it. I learned it when I was doing violin. If you read through like guitar theory books, it pops up. So it's a song that really anyone knows, and you don't need to be musically like, you know, involved to know what Twinkle Twinkle is. I feel like, because you hear it growing up as a kid, everyone knows it. Really, I feel like most of the developed world knows what Twinkle Twinkle is by its melody alone, and to incorporate that into a K-pop song like this, or just any pop song like this, it's kind of giving the listener that callback to that feeling you got, the feeling you were, the age that you were when you were exposed to Twinkle Twinkle for the first time. And it brings back that kind of light-hearted playfulness of it, and it adds it into a song that's already light and playful to begin with. And it just amps that up even more. And it's an interesting choice to finish an album like this, but I'm really not mad at it. That's an interesting album. It's kind of a lot of different places all at once, isn't it? It's a 5-track song, or 5-track album, which I guess for On and Off is kind of bang on average at this point in their career, right? Yeah, because You Complete Me was 6, On Off was 5, We Must Love was 5, Go Live is 5. So, like, in terms of the album, it's not longer, it's not short, and yet listening to it, it feels like we went to the most places in the least number of songs in comparison to like the rest of the albums we've listened to so far, or at least up until this point, I should say. This, by like their recent albums really take you on a journey, and they're about this length too, isn't it? But Go Live's an interesting place. I figured it was going to be a little bit different because the title track is so very clearly different. Like we started off right in this middle point, went really bright for complete, articulate my words, please. And then we went dark for We Must Love, but then we went even darker and heavier for Why. And then we've got Scumbit Swimming, which is going to kind of take us back into that medium point coming up here soon enough. Beautiful, Beautiful was bright as all hell. Ugly Dance kind of brings that back down a little bit. Popping goes back into the brightness. Goosebumps brings it back down a little bit. Your Song goes into that pretty side of things. Love Effect goes super bright, and then By My Monster brings it all the way back down again. It's like there's never a consistency when it comes to on and off titles in terms of what type of music you're gonna get, and it keeps you on your toes, and that's what I love about this group, because every single time you get something different, and I know that now, having done the whole title track marathon thing. And what am I looking forward to next era? I don't know. Actually, I need to bring this up with you all. I probably should have asked this at the beginning. Technically, if we're going in chronological order, Road to Kingdom is next. What should we do about Road to Kingdom stuff? Because I'll be honest, I know the performances because I may or may not have gone and watched all of them because I was very curious. Its raining performance is absolutely unbelievable, but besides the point, when should we do the Road to Kingdom stuff? Should we do it next week, or should we do it at the end once we do all the studio releases first? Do let me know. But, ooh, what's my song on the album? Probably Moscow Moscow? It's just so elegant, and it's so pretty. I'd probably say Moscow Moscow, but I think Go Live has the most amount of like detail that's gone into songs that I really appreciate and enjoy, so very good learning experience for me. Very good learning experience indeed. But that is where I'm going to leave it for this week's iteration of our on and off marathon. Thank you all for listening along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me. As per the usual, let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, and picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.